Chapter 2. The battle begins. Captain Rhyne's voice rang out over the ramparts, cutting through the growing tension. Archers to the walls. Hold the gate at all costs. We defend this city with our lives. His words carried a gravity that silenced the murmurs of uncertainty among the soldiers. He pointed to the battlements. Double the watch. Light the torches. Keep your eyes sharp for anything unusual. We cannot afford mistakes tonight. The soldiers scrambled to obey, the clang of metal boots and weapons filling the air. Rhyne's gaze lingered on the horizon, where the undead horde churned like a living shadow against the moonlit plains. Turning to his second-in-command, he barked, "I need to inform the Paladin Commanders. Hold the line until I return." The captain descended the stone stairs, his cloak billowing behind him as he made his way to the High Court. The High Court loomed ahead, its walls pristine and white, a stark contrast to the worn stone of the rest of Highwall. Two guards stood at the golden gate, their polished armor gleaming even in the faint torchlight. They crossed their spears as Rhyne approached. "Halt," one of the guards commanded. "Entry to the High Court is restricted. Show your orders." Rhyne's jaw tightened, and his voice was sharp with frustration. "Orders? The undead are at our gates, and you're wasting time with protocol? Without orders, we... Damn your orders!" Rhyne roared, stepping forward. "Let me through, or you can answer to the Horde yourself." The guards exchanged uneasy glances before stepping aside. "Be quick, Captain," one muttered. Rhyne stormed past them, his boots echoing in the polished hallways of the High Court. The High Court was a sanctuary of beauty and order. Ornate stained glass windows depicted stories of divine battles, their colors glowing faintly in the moonlight. Golden chandeliers hung from vaulted ceilings, casting soft light over marble floors. Crusaders moved through the halls, their expressions calm, their tasks routine. Rhyne couldn't help but feel a surge of anger at their obliviousness. The Horde was coming, and they had no idea what awaited them beyond these pristine walls. He found the Paladin Commander in a side chamber, poring over ancient texts with two clerics at his side. The commander was a tall figure, his silver-plated armor reflecting the light of nearby candles. "Commander Aldric," Rhyne said, his voice strained. Aldric looked up, his piercing blue eyes narrowing at the sight of the captain's disheveled state. "Captain Rhyne," he said smoothly, "what brings you here at such an hour?" Rhyne leaned against the doorway, catching his breath. "The Horde, it's here, at our gates." The room fell silent. The clerics exchanged worried glances, but Aldric's expression remained unreadable. After a moment, he smiled faintly. "Well," Aldric said, "let us greet them properly." The ramparts were chaos when they returned. Shouts and screams mingled with the tolling of the bells. The undead pressed closer, their grotesque forms illuminated by the light of the torches. "Form ranks," Aldric's voice boomed, cutting through the cacophony. "Archers, to your marks. Ballistae, ready your aim. Hold the gate until I give the signal." Soldiers scrambled to obey, their movements frantic but purposeful. "And prepare the Retribution Ball," Aldric commanded. A murmur of excitement rippled through the troops as the order was relayed. At the gate, a massive iron ball, adorned with glowing holy runes, was rolled into position. Rhyne glanced at Aldric. "Will it hold them back?" "It will do more than that," Aldric replied, his tone confident. The undead swarmed the bridge connecting the city to the mainland, their rotted limbs clawing at the stone. "Release the Judgment Ball," Aldric shouted. The giant iron sphere rolled forward, gathering speed as it barreled down the narrow bridge. Undead were crushed or sent tumbling into the sea as the ball tore through their ranks. The soldiers cheered, but Aldric's focus remained unbroken. "Hold the line," he barked. "This is only the beginning." The undead pressed closer, but the clear path left by the Retribution Ball gave the defenders a brief reprieve. Aldric turned to the soldiers at the ramparts, his commanding voice cutting through the chaos. "We have bought ourselves time," he declared. "But we will need every sword and every prayer to hold this city. I will return with more Crusaders to join the fight. Until then, stand firm, for Highwall, for the light." The soldiers raised their weapons in response, their cries echoing into the night as Aldric descended the ramparts. Rhyne remained, his gaze fixed on the horizon where the undead horde loomed, the weight of survival pressing ever heavier on his shoulders.